Congratulations on purchasing the finest raised bed garden kit. Durable Greenbed is the only raised bed kit on the market with breathable and drainable sidewalls. This translates into faster early season plant development and vigorous growth throughout the season. Solid wood, metal, plastic, and concrete planters do not offer these features. That is why we can say abundance guaranteed. This video will guide you on how to install durable greenbed kits from 4x4 foot up to 4x24 foot, both 1 and 2 foot tall sizes. Make sure you have the following tools for your installation. Before we start, a quick warning. Durable greenbed panels are very strong, but they can fracture if you walk on them or handle them roughly. Now that we've covered these important details, it's time to level your garden site. This is one of the most important steps. A perfectly level site will make installation a lot faster. Use a rake, shovel, or other tools to level your site. A laser level can help with this process. You can also place a level on a straight piece of lumber, like a 2x4 for example, and use it to judge how you're doing. Once you've leveled your site, make sure you compact the soil where the panels will sit. This will ensure that the panels of your durable greenbed won't settle over time. Now that you've leveled your site, let's start assembling your durable greenbed. First, grab a panel and place it with its smooth side facing up on a flat surface, like a set of sawhorses. You will be installing 2 corner brackets to this panel, so grab those now. Align a corner bracket 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch below the top of the panel. This ensures that the trim, installed later, will sit flat against the top of the panel and not on the bracket. Press the corner bracket firmly against the panel and attach it with 1.5 inch coarse thread screws. Make sure you drive in the screws straight. Go slowly using a low torque setting on your drill so you don't strip them out. Once you've completed this step, you'll attach another corner bracket to the other side of this panel. When you're done, set this panel aside. Finally, you'll create another end panel by adding 2 corner brackets using the same steps. Now it's time to bring 2 new panels over to your workspace to create side panels. Set the first panel on your workspace, smooth side up, and attach a flat joiner bracket to the right side. Remember to position the bracket so it sits 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch below the top of the panel. Once you've completed this step, set this panel aside and place the second panel on your workspace. Remember, always smooth side up. This time, install the joiner bracket on the left side. This is important. The bracket must be on the left side of this panel. Line up the bracket as you have the others and attach it to the panel. Now that you've completed these 2 panels, we'll start assembling your durable greenbed. Bring one end panel containing 2 corner brackets to the garden and place it where you want to start your installation. Then bring over a side panel containing a joiner bracket. You will join these 2 pieces together with 1.5 inch screws. Here are some important steps to keep in mind as you assemble your durable greenbed. Always make sure each panel is level, that they meet flush from top to bottom against the inside of the brackets. Make sure that the tops of each panel meet at the same height and that the screws are straight when you drive them in. Keeping these important tips in mind will ensure that your durable greenbed installation is level and goes smoothly. First, let's focus on the end panel. Make sure it sits level side to side. Use a level to measure the slope. To lower a side, dig out dirt from under a panel. To raise the side, make a shim out of your cardboard packaging. Here's a tip. A standard shovel works great as a lever to elevate a panel on one end to get the shim placed. Once your panel is level, this will establish the final height that the tops of all other panels will have to meet. Don't worry about any gaps under your panels for now. It's important that you properly fill them later with dirt, decomposed granite, or gravel. Once you've leveled your end panel, you will join a side panel to it. That's the one with the joiner bracket. Make sure the side panel meets the end panel at the same height. To do this, you will adjust the side panel to be level and then check that it meets the end panel at the same height. Once the panels meet at the same height and are aligned so they meet flush at the bracket, join them with 1.5 inch screws. To add the next panel, use these same steps. Once you've finished attaching 2 side panels, you'll add metal tension straps to stabilize your green bed. If you're installing a longer bed, you'll repeat these steps with additional panels. As you look at the joiner brackets attached to your new side panels, you'll notice 2 vertical slots. The long metal tension straps fit into these holes to prevent the sides of your bed from spreading during installation and later when you fill it with dirt. Insert each strap into a slot and then press down firmly to secure it. To attach them to the joiner bracket on the other side, bend them slightly until the end can be pushed into the slot. Now let's add the 2 final side panels to your durable green bed. Grab the last 2 panels without brackets and bring them to your garden. These will be attached to the 2 previously installed side panels. Before you attach a new side panel to extend your bed, make sure the smooth side of the panel faces out. Then follow the steps we've repeated before. Make sure the panel is level, meets the other panel at the same height, and that it meets the bracket flush from top to bottom. Once you've completed these steps, attach this side panel with 1.5-inch screws. To make sure that your side walls form a straight line, side down the length of your green bed. Move the side panels until they look straight and form a 90-degree joint where they meet the end panel. A large square is a helpful tool for this. Next, you'll install the final side panel using the same steps. Now it's time to install the final end panel to complete the walls of your durable green bed. Bring it to your garden and align the brackets with the 2 side panels. Use the steps we discussed earlier to make the end panels sit level and meet both side panels at the same height. Once this is done and the panels meet flush at the bracket, use the 1.5-inch screws to join both brackets to the sides of your bed. As a final step to make sure your durable green bed is square, look down the length of each side, making sure that they form a straight line. Fix any side that has a bend in it. Once both sides are perfectly straight, grab a tape measure to check that you've created a perfect rectangle. You'll do this by measuring each side from bracket to bracket diagonally. Both measurements should be within 3/8 of an inch. Adjust the panels to make these measurements match. Once your durable green bed is square, make sure its foundation is solid by filling any remaining gaps. Dirt or crushed rock work well for this. Make sure you compact the material in the gaps by pressing firmly with your boot or shoe. This will make sure the durable green bed has a solid foundation. To prevent burrowing animals from getting into your garden, we recommend you install metal mesh under your bed, commonly known as hardware cloth. Bend the mesh upward around the edges so that you can attach it to the inside surface of the panels of each side of your bed. Roofing screws work very well for this. Now the fun part that beautifully transforms your green bed. Lay a trim piece over the top of each panel and insert a corner or joiner cap in each bracket hole. These will sit over the trim and properly align it to your bed. Before you screw in the caps, slide the trim side to side to roughly center it between them. Then drill pilot holes into the trim at the 2 mounting holes in the trim cap using your 1/8-inch drill bit. This will help guide each gray-headed 3-inch screw into the cap hole, through the trim and into the panel. After you've secured all trim caps, install the 3-inch trim screws into the 2 pilot holes in each piece of trim. Congratulations! You've completed your green bed. Fill the bed with a compost-rich topsoil blend for best results. Do not fill with heavy clay soil, as it puts a much higher pressure on the sidewalls and it's not a good choice horticulturally. If you'd like to be notified in the future about new durable green bed videos like this one, hit the subscribe button and like this video to help it reach other gardeners just like you.